As I explained in a previous chapter, I was so excited getting to my own condo when I bought my first condo, but nobody really explained, well, what happens at renewal time? Like, I just get my mortgage and then what happens? Well, we can definitely look at the option. What will happen is at the end of your term, typically again, it's 5 years, you will receive a letter from a lender, usually around 4 to 6 months prior to your renewal date. Your renewal date means that your mortgage is coming up for renewal. So you're going to have to renegotiate the rate of whatever is that at that time, because there's the term, which is the life of the term of how long you're going to have that rate or that discount, and the other one is the amortization period, and that's the life of your mortgage. So that could be 25 to 30 years or less. On average, 4 out of 10 homeowners take the first rate their bank or the lender offers them when they get the first letter. However, lenders will not give you their lowest rate at the very front, at the beginning, regardless how long you have been a client. So it's really important of how you're going to handle your mortgage renewal. And really, it's about, again, finding the best options and get your lender to actually work for your renewal, not just assume they're going to give you the best rate because you've been with them for a long time, especially if you bank with them. So again, because the more you actually wait, also the better the rate will be. And they typically say, oh, you have to sign before, this date. So really is ask questions. Clients, I work with them, and then they come to me and say, hey, this is what they're offering you. Does this make sense? And I have, just in the past couple of weeks, I had 2 clients that we actually looked at their options, and I said, no, what they're offering you makes sense, and stay with them and renew it, or do this and this and this. So again, it's about the relationship. It's not necessarily, for me, it's not really about the mortgage, it's about the relationship and giving the right advice to the client. The rest will work out itself. But again, is every time you have your mortgage renewal, just don't automatically sign it. Yes, that's the easiest thing. Now, if your life has changed or situations have changed, again, it's always to ask for the best option. However, if, for example, your income has changed or has dropped, or you were, by the time when you got your first mortgage or the mortgage the first time, you were an employee and now you started your own business, but you don't have the 2-year history. So in that case, when you get a renewal notice, do not get scared or freak out. It's like, are they going to take my mortgage? You pretty well do sign the renewal notice. They will offer you different rates and different terms. At that point, you just sign what they're offering you, and you don't have to requalify. You don't have to do anything. Everything just continues on. But as I mentioned before, it doesn't automatically mean they're going to give you the best option. When your mortgage comes up for renewal, you will not be paying a penalty as long as we actually get the new mortgage registered the same day your mortgage comes up for renewal. We can definitely look at transferring your mortgage to a different lender if you're not, and you don't have to pay legal fees, depending how your mortgage is registered. I know I'm giving you a lot of information. However, it's really important that you actually know this. Again, I don't want you to be an expert, but I want you to be knowledgeable, because the more knowledgeable you are, the more comfortable you're going to be happy with the decisions you're making. So when your mortgage comes up for renewal, we can transfer it to a different lender, and you don't have to pay legal fees, provided your mortgage is registered as a standard charge. And I will explain that. I know there's a lot of terms here. When it's a standard charge, if your mortgage is registered for $100,000, because that's the amount you owe, then it'll be registered for that amount. When it's registered collateral, it means that your mortgage is going to be registered at a higher amount. So it could be, usually it's about 1.5 or 1.25 times greater of your mortgage. So that means that the lender usually says, well, if you need to refinance, you don't have to pay legal fees. You still have to requalify, but at that time, then you are going to have to pay legal fees. So again, it's figuring out what is the right strategy. Most banks do register the mortgages collateral, and you will have to read the statement, the commitment letter, and that's the commitment letter is essentially them telling you the terms of the mortgage and what is required for them to approve your mortgage. So again, it is important that somebody actually explains to you and goes through it instead of just sign here, sign there, and this, and you're like, what did I just sign? Because you're signing, it's a big commitment. So again, you need to be comfortable with what you're doing.